This is a Glassbox Media podcast.
Everybody, welcome to My Worst Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina, and I just ruined Keegan's day.
Yeah, you did.
Listen, I
ruined. She can't even. She's so broken right now. You broke her. You broke Keegan.
Oh no.
So there is a lovely TikTok that I saw that is from at Get Burly, who asks, I think, a very serious, important question.
Inquiring minds.
Inquiring minds want to know what it's called if you have female parts when you fart and it doesn't go out your back end, but it comes up through the front.
Through the flaps.
Yeah. What is that called? Now, there were a lot of dudes in the comments calling it a queef.
That's
That
not
is
it.
not
That's
a
not it.
queef.
That's not it.
No,
That is different.
That is different. I did not know that we needed
To name it.
to name this phenomenon.
I don't think we do.
I think we do. I think it's very important.
Front
Some of the
fart.
comments, going to the comment section on TikTok is sometimes a lovely experience.
It usually is, actually. Most of the time.
Which is unusual
It's not
for
YouTube,
social
that's
for sure.
media.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
The comment section is like at least 50% of why I go on TikTok.
Yeah.
Is because I spend so much time. It doesn't matter what the video is. It does not matter what the video is. I'm going to the comment section.
Is comedic gold sometimes. So, okay, so front farts is what I have referred to them in the past.
That's where I'm at.
I don't think I have ever referred to them out loud in my life.
Well, you
Of
don't
course
talk
not.
about your back farts either.
No, I don't.
You don't refer to farting in general.
She's
so
like,
you
where
don't.
the back farts go.
Oh God.
So we got some suggestions here. We got the clapper.
Well,
Someone says my mom called it roll tide.
I love that because I love the application on Alabama.
yeah, you know they're from Alabama.
Yeah, roll tide.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
We got cooter pooter.
Oh,
I've heard that one actually. I think I have.
My favorite, dusting off the entertainment center.
oh,
I feel like that's one that you can get behind.
Yes.
too.
It is. Yeah, it feels very classy. Like that feels like what your you know, whenever like your classy great aunt who wears like pearls
flatulate.
is saying something. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The other thing that is a lot in the comments, which I appreciate, I thought this only happened to me, is sometimes it gets trapped down there and you have to dance around to get the bubble out.
Gotta move it. Gotta move it through. Yeah. Okay. Okay, sorry. I don't want to steal the thunder on this. So
Go for it. No. Go for it.
Speaking of things that are trending on TikTok, I just saw that there was this group, this woman who's basically interviewing a bunch of guys and is like, oh, you guys are stupid. How many tampons do women go through and all that thing, right?
Yeah.
And one of the questions is, can you pee with a tampon in? And I was devastated to learn that apparently all women just assume that if you have, you know, the two holes that you can pee with a tampon in.
I think the
No,
majority of women can.
Okay, well, guess what? Not all women can. So, you know what? Kiss my fucking ass.
I didn't know that. I was like,
I didn't
what do you
know
mean? I could
that
pee.
you couldn't.
Yeah, I
that
didn't
like
know
some
that.
people couldn't. Because
Yeah.
for me, I was always like,
There were quite a few people in the comments that I was, thank God, because did I go immediately to the comments? Because I was so devastated. I was like, oh my God, there's something wrong with me.
Cassie, you don't grow hair where the rest of us grow hair.
In my booty hole.
Yeah, so you can.
Listen,
it's a trade-off. Okay,
it's fine.
You have to take out your tampon every time you pee.
And you know what? You're right.
That's right.
You know
You
what?
win some, you lose some.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're asking to win at like, you know,
Everything,
have the full house. So
Please, I got cottage cheese on my legs. I'm not getting the full house.
We were just talking, actually, speaking of that, we had our girls' night PowerPoint party, which was so much fun. But Christina, you were talking about the TikTok of that lemon when she got
that
her
creator's
ass
so funny. She got her
lasered.
ass lasered. And like apparently you have to spread your cheeks when
Obviously,
you
of
get
course you do.
your butthole lasered the hair off, which I'm like Keegan and I are both totally down for.
Oh
like,
God.
Fucking nose down.
Yeah, baby
laser
seal.
all
Take it all.
off.
I don't want
one of my
take it all.
first
You
priorities.
said nose down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lasers.
Yes.
Just
Just
lasers.
so many. It's like fucking get Elon Musk and SpaceX
Yeah,
involved.
you know,
like, honestly.
Truly, if I had the money, do you know how much I would be like, I'm going in there. I need a person on each arm.
Oh,
a person on each
total.
leg. Just knock it all out.
One set.
Let's go.
You don't get arm hair, do you?
I do. I actually
On
have.
top of your arms?
Yeah, I have pretty dark arm hair. Actually.
Mine is light, so I'm not too like
Right,
terrible about the arms.
I would be okay if my arms, like, I'm fine. But my underarms, my legs, my bikini,
My booty hole.
all of it.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Sometimes when I shave that, I look at the razor and I'm like,
How?
did I accidentally run this up Chewbacca just now? Because it is like literally, I'm like, I have like a butt muff.
Have you ever done it where like there is like one hair that's so long,
So
and you're like,
long.
what
is happening
Yeah.
here?
Also, shaving that area, I
That
swear
is
to
a
God,
risky business.
It,
I swear to God, I don't understand.
it has kept me
It's risky business.
truly.
I swear.
It has kept me so limber. Like yoga, who needs it? I can lift my legs so
Girl.
high because you have to do. Like,
I don't have anything in my shower to put. I was talking to Eric. I'm like, I need like a shower shelf. And he's like, what? We have the shower thing to put
You're like,
this up. And I'm like,
you don't
I need
understand.
it.
don't understand.
I need it for the contortions I have to put my body through. Because right now, like, I don't have anything to
Yeah.
put my foot up against. And it literally is like danger, Will Robinson.
It is so dangerous, not only because you could slip and fall and like hit your head,
Yes.
but also just the act of shaving that far back is like you can't see what you're doing.
Oh, no.
And it is a razor. Like I understand that it is like a safety
blade.
razor, but it is a blade.
It can cut you.
near your like delicate parts.
Right.
Yeah.
Which it's a gamble every single time. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I hope this goes well.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
No, and I'm too afraid to like try Nair back there.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no,
Ooh,
it
the
was
sting.
burned.
Close to your
The
bunghole.
sting?
It's just no good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is truly like if
The
I
smell
could,
of Nair.
yeah, the burning hair. It smells like Elon Musk's new cologne. That's what it smells like.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if I could laser off that, like all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. I mean, I understand maybe keeping like a little strip in the middle,
Yeah.
but for the most part, take it all.
Take it
Yeah.
all. So anyway, she goes and she's like, you have to spread your cheeks, otherwise they're just flying blind down there. And they shot the laser directly like dead center bullseye in her
Eye of
butthole.
Sauron.
in her booty hole.
And she's like, the scream that I scrumped, I'm like, she's like screaming, and it's the lemon, so it's so funny. So she's screaming, she's like, the laser came out of my mouth, and it was just like chaos or whatever.
my
Just,
God.
like,
Amazing.
but I'm like, yeah, no, I have never had my booty hole lasered, but
you're
I
like,
would
I'm willing to risk
definitely-
it.
I would.
yeah, oh
100.
God, yeah, 100. Look, I'll spread them.
Wait, can we
I'm
get a
not
sponsor?
gonna-
Can we get laser sponsor?
Laser away. Are you listening?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. Look, if I'm paying you to go in there, whether it's a wax or a laser or whatever, they've seen a million
Yeah.
booties a day. They don't give a fuck.
No.
Like I'm spreading them wide. I don't
Exactly.
care. Go in.
No, see, this is the reason why, like, I will never win the lottery. I know we've talked before about how I would set up a foundation and be super, super
How you
charitable
should
and amazing.
win because-
I should win because I'm a good person.
Right.
But I would also be doing all the things.
Yeah.
Lasering my booty hole,
Yes.
cool sculpting.
Yeah.
Oh,
getting the
microneedling treatments. My skin-
100.
My skin would look
Glow.
incredible.
Yeah.
If the amount of money, I really would. I would give you all money and I would donate to charity. I would do all those things. But the way I tell you, we are setting up a standing appointment at the like Medi Spa.
Yeah.
Standing.
Yeah.
No, it would be happening. So I'm like, that maybe that's why, is because I'd be like using a vast percentage of my
As you
funds.
should.
The way
You.
the way that I expected, speaking of spas, the way I expected my adult life to look was that I would be spending like weekends away with my girlfriends in like Arizona, like getting massages and like foot rubs and
same.
Like, why is that not happening?
Because they lied to us about how much money we would be
that's
making.
so true.
They seriously did. Like, you watch any of those old rom-coms and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you're 27 and you live in like a fucking mansion and you drive a Ferrari? Is this what adulthood is like?
Yes.
Also, adulthood is like raking leaves on a Saturday or something.
Yes.
Do you know how disappointed I am with how many chores
Oh,
constantly
God.
need to get done?
all the time.
Yes.
All the time.
All the time.
Never ending laundry. Never ending laundry. I don't
my
even
God.
have kids. And it's just like, it never ends. When I go to do my laundry, suddenly my basket is full like the next day. How does that happen?
I
How?
have to talk to you
Truly.
guys about soaking dishes.
Okay. Okay. No, absolutely. Okay. I love this conversation because I am a clean bitch and I would love to have this conversation with you.
I think it is so wasteful. Like, I am all about efficiency.
Girl,
Like,
there are
what-
dishes soaking in my
Work?
sink right now.
I'm a
Work?
dish soaker.
yeah.
No,
Yes,
no,
Yes.
no,
Full.
no.
100%.
You-
Guys,
guys.
I will tell you right now, I am not trying to, the amount of time you spend trying to scrub off shit.
That's right.
That is not, no.
Rinse your dish out when you put it in the sink. I swear to God.
Well, if you rinse it out when you put it in the sink, then you can just wash it then and be done with it.
You could.
Work smart, not hard. Soaking dishes.
No, but
Come on.
Okay, but if it's like egg, if it's something that sticks to the pan,
That's right.
like you
soak
gotta
that shit.
soften it.
It doesn't take 24 hours to soak. Though.
Wow. Wow, Christina.
just
saying.
I feel
Listen,
like it's very judgy.
I am not a soaker, and I feel like it's inefficient.
That's the real problem for you.
Soak,
You're like, it's
soak
inefficient.
or not soak. I just think it's inefficient. If you're,
I wish
you
my
have
husband
water,
thought it was inefficient. I swear to God, because I swear to you, the way that he will set a dish on the sink, it'll be have been full of like, I don't know, chili
no, see, you have
on
to.
the goddamn sink.
You have to. Like,
I swear to you.
something that had melted cheese on it or something.
And now that shit is concrete. It is so hard now. Yeah. No, I think, especially, look, we just talked about how adulthood is mostly chores. And I do feel like we work so hard. I work hard. I work all day. I come home. I make dinner. I, wipe down the counters. I put all of the dishes that need to go in the dishwasher. And then there are big items still left in the sink. Look, I've done my part. Yeah. I've worked hard all day. That shit is getting soaked while I go do something else. Okay? Because otherwise I'm like, you want me to work nonstop? Life is hard.
Okay,
really
see,
is.
now that is where we differ. Because if I've already done the dishes in the dishwasher and those things don't fit, I have to follow through. Like once I've started, I have to finish it up. But I will say,
Oh, I finish it before I go to bed. But I'm
like
I'm
right
not
away.
doing it right now.
yeah, I have to do it right away.
Y'all motherfuckers also have a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I didn't.
I do
This is my
not.
first dishwasher in my entire life.
So
Dishwashers are deal breakers for me. I won't live in an apartment without
Chris
a
keeps
dishwasher.
saying that too.
No.
Yeah, Eric's saying that too. This is because I had a dishwasher in my last place, but it broke, and I didn't want to call attention to the fact that they hadn't raised my rent in like 4 years.
Yeah.
So I was just like, the
is
dishwasher
fine.
doesn't work now, and I just live
this
with
is fine.
This is fine. I don't want to call attention to
Well,
this.
when you're
so-
single, I feel like it's different. Like
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me, like if I'm living by myself, I don't need necessarily to run the dishwasher because it's just like, what is it? How many dishes a day?
Well, and I am the person, if it was me by myself, I'm going to wash that dishwasher right away. Like I was not going to sit anywhere.
I
It's
agree with
gonna be
you.
washed and
I would agree
done.
with you on
Yeah.
that. Like whenever I'm home alone, like that's different because it's like what, one pan, one bowl, one fork, like that's it. But if it's like I've made a big ass fucking meal where I've got like the cutting board out, several pans out, fucking like the cookie sheet out.
I wash
I'm like,
along the way. You know me.
So tonight, I do that while people are still over. Like we're hosting my brother and his husband tonight, and we're making like a roast chicken, potatoes au gratin, and like
Fine, we'll be there.
veggies and stuff like that.
Thanks for
and
the
literally,
invite.
like once dinner is done, I take everyone's plate and I wash all the dishes. Like I can't even leave them there while company is still there. That's how nutso I am about dirty dishes.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not like that.
I'm not either. Like, well, and it just depends. Like, I'm somebody who, as I cook, I clean along the way. Like if I use the cutting board to cut stuff up,
It ain't me.
I'm rinsing that cutting board off. I'm rinsing off the knife immediately. So I'm very methodical.
Do you think in dating, you do need to find somebody who is in your level or whatever of cleanliness?
Oh, yeah. It is important. Or you need to have... There's also like, if you are good cleaning this one thing that they don't like cleaning and they're good doing this other thing that you don't like that also works well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't have
it has
two
to be
people.
the same level though of cleanliness.
The way I just thought of a fuck, marry, kill, that is hilarious.
Oh, let's do it.
Mr. Clean, the Brawny towel guy.
Okay.
We need one more.
Oh, like a cleaning product?
Yes.
Okay. A cleaning product
oh my God.
spokesperson.
Mr. Clean.
Who was the Pine Sol woman? Wasn't there like the Pine Sol lady?
Oh,
You
yes,
remember
for
her?
a long time.
The
yes.
Brawny. Okay, so we got Mr. Clean, the Brawny man.
Hold on.
Brawny
I'm
towels.
looking up.
The Charmin Bear.
No.
Clean.
No, I don't
You
trust
keep
those
your
bears.
name-
They are so
No.
fucking weird.
They're so
Cleaning
weird.
product spokesman. Let's see what comes up. Oh, we got tons. You got the scrubbing bubble people.
Okay.
The scrubbing bubble little
Yeah, you
like
can't do that.
scrubber.
Yeah.
That is.
No.
I mean, we could go down that
No.
route if we wanted to.
Oh my gosh. 7 brand mascots providing comfort during coronavirus.
Snuggle.
No.
No. I think we got to do the Charmin Bear. I think it has to happen.
Oh no, Daddy Bear.
Christina.
Daddy Bear.
We cannot.
Yeah. No, we're doing it. We're doing it. We got the Charmin Bear, that big red daddy bear.
Oh God.
No.
Oh God. Okay.
no.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We've got the Charmin Bear. We've got Mr. Clean. And who's the third one? Oh, Brawny.
Brawny, the Mr. Brawny towel man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fucking
gotta.
Oh man, this is hard. Who to
It's
marry?
so weird.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Actually, now I was going to. I'm gonna marry Brawny. I'm gonna
Okay.
marry him.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah, because I feel like he can take care of you no matter what.
Okay.
Like zombie apocalypse happens, that motherfucker is
He's
prepared.
got a real like Thor, that
Yes.
wood chopper.
Thor Bradley.
Thor Bradley
Yes,
vibe.
he does have that vibe. Yeah, he is. If anything happens and we need to like escape to the woods, that guy's got you fucking covered.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And he
He
seems
got a
loyal.
freezer full of deer.
Yeah, he will not leave
Rough
you behind.
hands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Mr. Clean is more of a what's the guy Pitbull?
Mr.
Got a
Worldwide.
nice place in Miami.
Mr. Worldwide. Yeah, he's got an earring. You know he's
Yeah,
like up to some shit. Yeah, for sure.
It's the earring for me that
Yes.
because you know I like a bald guy. I really do, but I'm like
Oh, Mr. Clean's hot.
Did you say we're not going to run out of cocaine with
Oh, I was talking about
different person?
a different
That's
person.
right. Oh,
Yeah. But I mean,
But
maybe
still,
also
I
Mr.
feel
Clean.
like Mr. Clean's the guy you ain't going to run out of cocaine
Mr.
with.
Clean, they're very different vibes, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like the Brawny paper towel guy, you're living a more rustic lifestyle.
Right.
Mr. Clean, you got a modern house.
It's white.
It is white.
Yes.
Big windows.
Yes.
A big pool.
Yeah.
I'm marrying
That's
it.
your
I'm
vibe.
marrying it.
Yeah, that is your vibe. And speaking of getting things like waxed and lasered, you know that man grooms. He is immaculate.
oh yeah.
He keeps his downstairs trimmed.
Yeah.
Everything is like,
Yeah, the booty hole is ready to go.
yeah, he does party. Mr.
Yes.
Clean parties on
Yes.
boats. Like, I get that vibe.
I got a boat.
Yeah. So I will fuck Mr. Clean because that's going to be a wild night in Miami. I really do feel like
Yeah,
it's that
it's definitely in
energy.
Miami.
Yeah. And it's going to be one of those things. He will wine and dine you, I think. Like
Yeah.
he's going to take you somewhere expensive.
This is the Aiden versus Mr. Big conversation right here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. If Mr. Big was a little bit more less uptight.
I
Yeah,
think
fun.
y'all are sleeping on Daddy Bear.
Okay. Wow.
I can't go there. I cannot.
I am marrying
Yeah.
Charmin Bear.
I mean,
I really am.
He looks like a provider. He's
Yes.
fun.
He is.
He's
He's
fun.
He's a good
He
dad.
seems sweet.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the type who's gonna rent an RV and drive the family to the
Yes.
Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
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 He's that type, which that's great. But I don't need.
I'm marrying Daddy Bear. We'll have. Listen. I'm not a Charmin household either. I'm a Cottonelle.
Yeah,
I like the
Ooh.
ridges.
Oh,
Ridges.
well, you know, every
Yeah, I love
household
a
needs,
ridge.
every marriage needs something to keep it spicy. You can disagree on.
Yeah.
I don't think that's where you're allowed to disagree. Not in my house, he says.
That's his main job. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna have to convert to Charmin, but it's worth it. I think he's gonna be just greatest cuddles.
Oh,
Best
can you
hugs.
imagine the
Best
hugs?
hugs. He's a great big spoon, definitely.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
you'll be so
But
warm in the winter.
Daddy Bear. Oh.
I
Oh
am
my God.
fucking the Brawny dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want those rough hands all over me, man.
Oh, yeah.
Alice, just
He's gonna
amazing.
whittle you something too.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gonna give you
A whistle, like a train whistle.
a keepsake, something to
gonna
remember and buy.
He's gonna whittle you a train whistle.
Oh my God. But yeah, this is one of the weirder ones we've done. But yeah, I gotta say,
It
I'm
is.
pretty strong on fuck. I don't know. I think the Mr. Clean vibe, the Mr. Worldwide is
You
just
spent
not
time in
going.
Miami.
I
That's why
did.
you're jaded.
I am.
You can't.
I'm like, no, I can't do it.
I'm not gonna lie. You've definitely. I think I've also. I don't think I could do Mr. Worldwide either. Like it's too much.
He would be a good. Like I feel like
Party. It'd be a fun time.
he would be a good fuck buddy. I think because it's like he would fly you to Miami. He would
Yeah.
do that for like a weekend. You'd hang out by his pool.
Yeah.
It would be great. But I couldn't be with him
yeah.
like long term. It would
No.
be like too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the same thing Christina's doing. I think I'm gonna fucking marry Mr. Bear, man, Mr. Charmin Bear. I love the idea. You said an RV, and I was like,
can't.
fuck, I'm in, dude. That sounds amazing. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck.
Those commercials freak
Brawny.
me out. The Charmin Bear
You can't.
commercials. I
You're
don't
broken.
know what it is about those.
Poor Keegan.
This is a rough episode for me.
Yeah, this episode is Keegan.
Keegan's favorite things.
Yeah,
At least it's not
We
the
hurt
snuggle
Keegan.
bear. At least it's the Charmin Bear. If we have to
Oh my
pick a
God.
mascot bear, that's fine.
Oh yeah, that's definitely different.
Off limit.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely off limits. Yeah. Snuggle Bear looks too much like my actual teddy bear that I grew up with.
Yes.
So I don't know. Absolutely not. Keep that bear's name out of your mouth.
Well, yeah, that bear's probably seen some shit though.
Yeah,
My bear?
mine
Yeah.
has.
Do you turn that bear around?
He's sitting in a closet, but he's like he can breathe.
I know, but like, I know you keep him where he can breathe. So like, has he seen some shit?
no, he sits in the closet.
I mean, I practice kissing on my bear.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
your
I
bear's
never.
been scarred.
I would never do that
I
to Ted.
practice, and I would be like,
I would. Oh, no.
like pretend. You gotta bleep that out, Thomas. You gotta. I would.
I said it again. Sorry.
I would like practice kissing. I was like, 12 years old.
I would never do that to
No,
Ted.
I'm just saying I didn't practice anything on my dolls, but like as I got older, I definitely had my dolls
Did you do the
out.
hand?
For did I? No, I never did.
your hand? Okay.
I did. I do think I did like my forearm,
Yeah.
like my yeah. But no, I also didn't put my toys away. Like I didn't put my dolls and like stuff away because there's that overlap where you're like, not quite a teenager yet, but you're starting to like experiment. So I'm sure my
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
As far as them seeing some stuff.
I had a
I
porcelain
would definitely
doll
turn them away.
collection, and I think
God.
they saw
Oh, the
some
porcelain dolls saw some shit.
shit. They saw
for sure,
and you can
Well,
tell when
'cause
you
they're
look at
on a
them.
stand.
You can look into their
And they're like-
cold glass eyes and know that they've seen some shit.
I had a real like crisis because like when I was like 12, my Nana and my grandpa like passed, and being raised Catholic, like this whole thing, like, well, they're still with us. They were like watching.
no, yes.
So, and I was just starting to figure stuff out, and I
Yeah.
started crying. Like one of the first time I remember like masturbating or whatever, thinking like
They're
watching.
No, I've definitely had that. I've had that thought too.
Really traumatizing.
It is.
It is because like
Yeah.
if you're raised with that belief that like they're with you,
They're still with you.
and I'm like
always.
you can't control when they're there because you don't know.
Oh, I hate that.
So I'm like they might be around.
I would hope that they have better things to do
Me too. Yeah.
than
worry about the
worry
12-year-old.
about my.
But what if they didn't?
They don't want to
know?
be there
But
either.
what if
They don't want to
didn't-
be there either.
but
They're like,
this
oh,
is-
goddamn. Oh, mother. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that-
I didn't
that's
mean to come
exactly
in
right.
here or there.
That's exactly right. That's my concern. Is not that they're doing it on purpose because they would not.
Oh,
but
yeah.
my thing is like it's like Beauty
it's like
and the
when
Beast.
they're flipping through the channels
Yes,
and they're
like Beauty and the Beast mirror where they're like, oh, wonder what she's up to right now. Oh my god, that kind of thing.
oh no. Yeah. Well, on that note, I need to
Oh
take
my God.
5, and we will come back with stories.
Chaotic. And we're back. Okay, so this story just reminded me about something that we've talked about on the podcast before. So you'll see. Okay.
Excellent.
He picked me up in the evening. He had brought his PS3 and we were going to get a hotel room to cuddle, eat.
Okay.
Immediately Christina is mad.
Okay, so you have a lovely hotel evening planned and you bring your motherfucking video.
Look,
okay.
I thought the same thing. However,
seems like she's
this
on board.
was the plan.
Okay.
Like she wanted.
They're
she's like,
playing
motherfucker,
together.
bring
They're
your
playing
PS3.
together.
He's like, I know what will be romantic if you watch me play Tony
Oh
Hawk
my
Pro
God.
Skater. And I'm like,
triggered.
No, because I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, here we go. This is why the date was bad. But she says he brought his PS3 and we were going to get a hotel room to cuddle, eat pizza, and play Borderlands 2. Yes, that was seriously the plan. Don't judge.
Okay. No judge.
Absolutely.
I'm not judging if it's what you wanted.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, there was some issue with the plugs for connecting the TV to the PS3, so we couldn't get it set up. So instead, we sat on the bed eating pizza in our underwear and then started kissing, and one thing led to another, and we were having sex. I got off him to change positions and noticed there was bright red blood on the condom. Aww. I thought it was from him. For some reason, my first instinct was to touch and my fingers came off bloody. And oh God, it's not from him. It's from me. I'm bleeding. Oh fuck, what is happening?
Wait, what? Your period?
Well,
the way that I honestly first, like, I've had my period. We've said this before. I've had my period for 45, well, not 45 years, but like not even that old. But like I've had my period for a long time, like 30 plus years. Mm-hmm. The way that when it starts, I'm always like, oh God, what's wrong with me?
Fucking month, it's a surprise. Even when I was using a period tracking app or whatever, and I knew it would still be like, oh, why am I so emotional? Why am I feel so bloated? Blah, blah. Same. I've had my period for like 30 years now. Yeah. And it's like, why is it a surprise every fucking month?
It's not a surprise for me because I cramp for like a full week before. So I'm like, it's coming. It wasn't just a little bit of blood either. It was a lot. He asked me if I was okay, if it was my period, etc. I looked around and seeing blood all over the sheets that I hadn't noticed before because we were too busy. I started getting lightheaded. Oh. I said I was fine and I made my way to the bathroom, managing somehow to get a dramatic bright red handprint on the bathroom door.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
My God.
The hotel management probably wasn't very happy about that.
Oh. No. They were like,
I'm sure the actual maid was more upset.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
But I mean, also 9-1 fucking 1.
Yeah.
A bloody handprint is like, did somebody get murdered in here?
That's right.
I sat in the shower crying for about 20 minutes. It wouldn't stop bleeding. I thought I was dying. Eventually, he knocked and came in the bathroom and asked if I was okay. When I told him I was really scared, he got in the shower with me and just stood with me and held me until I stopped crying. I went to the doctor the next day. He was unhelpful. He wouldn't even do an exam. He assumed it was early menstruation brought on by stress and suggested upping the dosage of my antidepressants. Seriously.
Wow.
When I brought this up
fucking wow, dude.
At a later appointment, this is the only clinic I can afford, he just kind of said, no, I wouldn't do something like that.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure you did. After some arguing, he agreed to make me an appointment with one of his female colleagues, just in case, in quotes.
Wow.
Didn't get an actual exam until a week later, during which I'm having abdominal cramps and I'm really scared.
Oh no.
My God.
The doctor did her exam and it turned out I had a really bad bacterial infection, lesions all over my cervix.
Holy shit.
And I should have come in earlier. She was not pleased when I explained that her colleague had told me it was stress and didn't want me to have an exam.
Malpractice suit, motherfucker.
Wow.
You will be hearing from my attorney.
She said she would take it up with him, but nothing apparently came of it. He still works there. I don't know. Anyway, she prescribed me a week of pills, which I took, and it worked. It seemed kind of strange to have had an infection and not had any discharge or any sign of infection besides bleeding and cramps. But the pills worked anyway, and she seemed to know what she was doing more than the first guy, so I trusted her judgment. Edit, yes, I'm still with him. We have been dating for 6 months tomorrow.
He went in the shower with you.
Yeah, and held you while you were bleeding.
Yeah, honey, yeah.
He's wonderful.
Yeah.
But that, I wanted to tell that story. Not only is that a terrible first date because
Wow.
panic. I mean, I
Yeah.
thought the same thing. I was like, it's probably just your period, but you know when something, even if it is your period, you know when something's not right.
Yeah, I know.
Like-
I know the amount like that. I'm like, if I was bleeding like that much,
Like it's
I'd be
not
like,
stopping.
That's
It's not stopping. You're getting like, I mean, I've gone through periods where it's heavy and I've gotten lightheaded before.
Yeah,
But
same.
not like that. Like
Right.
that. And you know when something's off. And also she knew that like her period wasn't supposed to be happening
Sure,
right
sure,
then
sure.
and stuff like that. And then to go to the doctor and then be like, it's fine.
They wouldn't even give an exam. It's like, then what am I paying my copay for? Like,
Why am I
any of
here?
this? Just to have a conversation.
Right. And like she said, it's the only clinic she could afford because healthcare sucks.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
like, so she didn't have option. It's not like
Yeah.
one of those things where it's like, oh, I'll just go get a second opinion. It's not that easy, you know? And she had a bacterial infection. She had lesions all over her cervix.
that is fucking wild
Yeah.
to me.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Reproductive
I didn't either.
health
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reproductive health and
And access to it.
and access to it.
Anyway.
Well, no, I'm going to pause. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. There's no reason for me to. All right. So anyway, this story says, I've been married so long, I can't remember many dates prior to my wife, and nothing really embarrassing happened. Instead, I'll tell you a story that comes back to this topic. I had a friend at work, another guy who I used to go to happy hours with and such. We were about as good of friends as people who only work friends can be.
Who are only work friends.
Yeah.
Got it.
Can be,
Okay.
right.
Got it.
It was like the way that was written was very funny. So, and both were basically foodies, and we'd organize lunches with groups of people and try to, try new restaurants and such. Before I go further, I should mention that this friend had recently divorced. So he liked to have a good social life.
Can we pause really quickly and just say what a blessing it is if you have work friends that are like good friends?
Oh,
Because
That would be, I would dream.
I had a work friend or a few work friends at my last job, and I will say this on record that I think I took them for granted.
Oh.
Because I'm like, we were great friends and everything. And I was a good
And
friend
you're
to
still
them.
friends with them.
Oh yeah. But like, it's just one of those things where I'm like, oh my God, what a difference that makes. Like not just that you get along with the people you work with or you like them, but to have like genuine friendships at work are so
My first
special.
job was so much like that.
Yeah.
I'm still friends with all of those people. I still like hang out with most of those people actually.
It's kind of difficult, I'm finding, to make those kind of relationships post-COVID
It's
when
hard.
things are
Yeah.
remote. It's difficult to make that camaraderie through a screen.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Also though, would still rather work remote.
100.
I mean,
100.
yeah.
I was already married at the time, but it wasn't a big deal for me to go out with drinks with friends from work. One day, he invites me to a happy hour, which I assume was going to be a large group of people like normal, and he seems pretty excited about it. It was at a local sushi restaurant that a lot of us from work liked. I'm running a bit late, so my friend is already there, and I let him know I'm on my way. When I arrive at the restaurant, my friend is there, and at the table with him are two beautiful women from another department from work.
Oh no.
He was trying to go out with one and needed a wingman, I guess, but never told me.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Well, what do you do when like your partner comes home and you're like, I had to do a solid.
look, I-
Listen, I would be
Bro
like, good for
code.
you, bro.
You're like bro code. Had
Yeah.
to do it. I mean, honestly, actually,
Would
how
fist
I
bump
think
my
I
husband.
would handle the situation is I would probably go let my partner know.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm out. I thought it was just drinks with Carl. I just want to let you know, like,
I'm just trying to get my homeboy laid.
I'm just trying to help.
Did you just say I'm just out with drinks with Carl?
Yeah. Yeah. And if I was the partner in the situation, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
laugh. I would definitely
green
laugh.
light that situation.
Oh, fuck
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Green light away. Anyway, we had a nice double date, but being something of a Boy Scout, I kept enough boundary that I didn't lead anyone
Good.
on. And the woman I was mostly talking with knows that I'm married
You
with
keep
kids.
picking up shit with your ring finger hand,
Yeah.
your left hand. You're like,
Real
oh.
close to her face. She's like, I get it. You're fucking married. Tell me more about your wife and kids. I get it. She knows that I am married and have kids and all that now after she became a regular member of our general happy hour group.
Nice.
The one my friend was interested in didn't keep hanging out with us though, and frankly, she was way out of his league.
Oh, honey, he was punching above his weight class. We all know those people. They're like, shoot your shot. Shoot your shot.
You never know.
You never
He
know.
is Mr. Shoot a Shot, right?
Yeah, you never know.
So this was the most embarrassing date I've ever been on because I was unwholly prepared for it to be anything like a date. I'd been a wingman for friends other times, but I really need to get my mind into the right place before I can do it well. So I appreciate the courtesy of knowing first.
Yes, that's true as well.
Yeah.
Like, I actually feel like if I am in the right headspace, I can be a great wing woman. But I have to
going
be there.
to get laid.
Oh, with you for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You, I feel like, can pull it out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
need like a minute to prep myself. I got to get in like,
A
all
zone.
right, here we go. Yeah. And once I'm in the zone, I think I'm a pretty good wing woman.
Yeah.
But
All I need to hear is, have you met my friend Christina? I'm like, I'm on.
You're
I'm on
in.
it.
I'm on
it.
yeah.
Well, okay. I've got this date and it's kind of chaos. So
Oh, I
I'm
love
on
chaos.
this journey with me.
I love mess.
Yeah. I love mess.
All right. He says, first date with a girl. Everything went well. Pretty lovely evening. We go to my car so that I can give her a lift to her place. However, just behind my car on the ground, a man is lying there.
Nope.
I start
a
talking
setup.
to him. He's really inebriated. I managed to understand that he has, in fact, a house and that it's close. So I decide to take him there.
Oh, that's not necessary.
Listen, call somebody.
not your job.
Call him a lift.
Not your job.
So I carry him
No.
arm in arm for 10 minutes that seem like
Baby.
hours. He's so drunk, his pants fall down to his
No.
feet a few times and he's free balling. So we
No.
see everything.
What is happening? What did I agree to?
My date is quite silent.
Why would you do this on a date? Why? Look,
No, that's
I
not
love a
necessary.
good Samaritan.
Yeah.
Like, I love a good Samaritan. I think
That's what this guy's
This
thinking.
is a fellow human being in
Yep.
need. I understand that, but like, you can call a lift or be like, "Hey, do you have a cell phone? Can I call your somebody who lives at your house?"
Right.
Something like that, and wait with them until the lift comes. That all feels appropriate.
Right.
Driving them home when you are on a date.
They're
Walking.
not walking.
Oh, they're walking him
'cause
home.
He thinks it's nearby, so they have a 10-minute walk
no.
carrying this dude. Him and this date.
Mr. Pants
Just
Off.
pants off.
She's
just
probably dressed up to go to dinner or some
Yeah,
shit.
she got heels on, walking 10 minutes now.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I love a good Samaritan moment. I
course.
really do.
This ain't it.
But this is
a lot.
This is a lot.
Free balling
Arrived
it.
at the house. Of course, he doesn't have a key. He's
not his
so
house, is it?
drunk at this point, we can't even talk anymore.
You gotta leave him.
This
there.
isn't his house.
I
You
is it?
gotta leave him there.
Lay him on a bench on the porch. I knock on the door. After a few seconds, a woman sticks her head out the window. I try to explain the situation. Soon she cuts my explanation off, looks at the man, and screams, "Ain't no goddamn way I'm letting that motherfucker in. He is a bad man," and he beats her. And then closes the door in our faces.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
I don't know if we're more shocked or annoyed at this point. I decide to call the police and explain the situation. They say they'll dispatch a unit and an ambulance.
That poor woman, though, she was just trying to have a peaceful night without this motherfucker in the house, and now
Correct.
the police are here.
Yeah, exactly. This is escalating. Now you're you're
Wow.
good Samaritan. You're causing chaos here. Okay, so
Woof.
I feel relieved, but this is not over yet.
Oh, no.
Police and paramedics arrived to take care of the man. The police officer asks us a few questions and then lets us go.
Yeah, perfect.
This
Great.
could
Come
have
out.
been the
Yeah.
end.
Yes.
It
Why
should have
was it
been
not the end?
Should be the end.
However, one of the paramedics calls us over and explained, this guy is well known to us. We've seen him before. He has scabies.
You have scabies now.
Scabies.
Are you on a pirate ship in 1835?
I swear to you.
That's scurvy, but
That's just a little orange juice will cure that shit. Scabies? You are
Scabies.
I'm itching thinking
for
about
those who do not know, it's a very persistent, hard to treat skin infection by a parasite that transmit by contact. And we've been carrying this motherfucker for 20 minutes.
If you were the date, how pissed
I'm
are
done.
you? How? You gave me a parasite?
He better
want
be.
to burn myself alive.
No, I'm going home, filling the bathtub with rubbing alcohol.
honestly.
Like, no. Like,
Bleach, a little like cocktail. It's like bleach.
what all do we have in the
rubbing
house, Mr.
alcohol,
Clean?
OxyClean, anything.
OxyClean, nuts.
And fucking behold my nose,
Yeah,
like
you got some Fabulosa,
Oh no.
Ajax.
everything,
God.
everything.
Barkeeper's friend. That's all I had.
I don't know if you guys used to do this when you were little. Did you used to make concoctions in the bathtub?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, where you just find whatever you could find in the house and just pour it into the bathtub.
I'm telling you, the way I thought I was a fucking witch.
Face.
I thought I was a witch growing up. I was just like mixing all kinds of like
Yeah.
potions, concoctions. Also, I grew up at the time where they would sell those like fizzy thingies that like make your bath color like a different color.
Yeah.
And the way that made me feel like literally the supreme witch.
And now that I'm an adult and know how expensive that shit was,
Yes.
and I'm like, I would tell people, I'm like, this
Your
is an
family's actually
experiment.
bankrupt
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
because of it. Wait, I need to. Okay, so this triggered such a fucking memory that I can't let it go. The amount of soap bars that I ruined by sculpting little boats.
Oh, 'cause you were like, you were like
Yeah.
carving them.
Yes.
God bless our
What is
parents for
wrong
being
with
like,
us?
choose your battles. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they're like, look, I can't win at all the argument. Let her, let
Let it
her
go.
fuck up those soap bars.
I guess we have soap boats.
Yeah.
So now my date and I are on the way to the
Oh,
hospital.
I'd be so fucking mad. I would be so mad.
There's not much that you can do because you really can't detect scabies early until symptoms develop, and then it's too late. But they give us a product to fumigate our clothes and tell us to visit a doctor the next day. Then they let us go.
That's really why she wouldn't let him in the house. She's like,
I end up taking her to my place because we don't want to contaminate two places. We end up sleeping on a futon side by side, but so grossed out by
Can't
the
even
whole
touch each
thing
other.
Oh, God,
that
no.
we didn't even touch or move.
No, because I'm like, if I don't have
mummy
scabies
sleeping.
yet and you somehow got it, I don't want to be any. I'm actually,
If
I'm gonna
these
sleep.
motherfuckers aren't married now, I swear. This
I'm gonna
is a
sleep on the
story.
floor. Actually,
The doctor gave us the strong treatment, which is for people who do have scabies, and luckily we never got it.
Oh, thank God.
And we ended up dating for a year after that.
wow.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
That is
Fucking scabies, dude.
No.
And I'm putting that under Keegan's favorite thing.
Listen, I bet you some pirates had scabies. How could they not?
Probably.
How could they
Yeah.
not?
I mean, it seems like. I mean, the fact is most of them probably had scabies, scurvies.
Yeah, they probably have. Look, I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna send you some articles later.
She's like, I found this article in.
I'm not going down like this. I'm
not-
gonna find
no.
the history.com.
It's gonna be amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys want to take 5? We'll come back with the Tainted Love.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. And we're back. Keegan, tell us.
Okay, so this is a Dateline that I'd heard kind of recently. So you guys may have heard it, but
Okay.
when
Okay.
I heard it, I was like, yeah. We gotta talk about that one.
Okay.
So the Dateline episode is called Righteous Obsession.
Dude, whoever is titling
It's
the
incredible.
Datelines, I mean, absolutely. I saw one the other day. It was like murder at the house on Badger Street.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I have to watch that.
Yeah,
You're like,
you have to.
I'm fascinated. Yeah, I'm in. Okay. So around 2 a.m. on August 2nd, 2018, a couple in a subdivision in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, were awoken by banging on their front door. And when they opened their door, they found their neighbor, Angel Sawyer, hysterical. She's bleeding from a head wound, so she's got blood
I know
running
this
down
one.
her face. Yeah. She told them that a masked man dressed all in black had come into the home she shared with her husband, Milton, in the middle of the night and attacked them both. So
Milton. Anytime I hear a name that's like, and I know other people have talked about this, but
Baby Milton.
Milton.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, I feel like Baby Milton would be real
It's
cute.
teenage Milton you got to be worried about.
Oh, a teenager named Milton. That's a different. I've never even thought about
yeah.
that.
See, now baby's like a baby. Like, oh, baby Frank. That's cute. Teenage Frank? Fuck Teenage Frank.
Yeah.
Teenage Frank's burning houses.
Well, Teenage Frank is Frankie, probably.
And
You know what I mean?
Is
Or Francis.
he's the guy who flips his eyelids back.
Oh, I hate that shit. I always talk about, when we talk about this, I always think about my great grandfather. His name was Armin. And I was like, a baby Armin to me feels very like.
That's
but
Army
in
Hammer's name.
In the time,
I know.
though, was
Yeah.
probably different.
Well, yeah, I
was
mean,
like-
also that he was probably put to work as soon as he could walk. They were like, get him out on the farm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like 1920s names are
Oh,
making a
they're coming
comeback.
back.
I like that.
Yeah,
They're coming back. I
those
love it too.
classic-
I wish that Army Hammer hadn't ruined it because I actually like the name Army. I think it's cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
I mean,
and I'm sorry, a teenage Army is insufferable. That man is.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Can you imagine how cute a teenage Army is?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Oh, insufferable.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I love all those old names though. My great grandparents on my other side, my grandpa's parents and they were married forever, ever, Esther and Estel.
Oh.
His name is Estel and her name is
gosh.
Esther. Yeah.
Desmond and oh shit, I forgot my great grandmother's or grandfather's name. My dad's grandparents' name.
Oh,
Oh,
gotcha.
they were like priceless.
Classic.
Oh,
Weren't
like
we
beyond.
talking at the girls' PowerPoint party about the name Margot?
Margot was on my short list if I was going to have kids.
Yeah,
Margot was
I
on my short list
love
of
that
girls'
name.
names.
That
I
name.
love the name Margot. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, back to Milton. Back to this horrific situation that just
Right.
happened.
Got
so she told them that a masked man who was dressed in black had come to their house, her and Milton's house, in the middle of the night, attacked them. So the neighbors call 911, and during the call, Angel is sobbing. They put Angel on the phone. She's sobbing to the operator that she'd been pistol whipped and that's why she was bleeding from the head. And her husband had been tied up when she escaped. And she was worried about him, right? She's like, I left him there. Can officers please be sent right away to come check on him? So officers arrive. They find Angel bleeding. She's got duct tape stuck to one of her hands.
Yes.
Yeah. She tells the officers where her husband had been inside the home. And they enter the house. So the intruder was gone, but the house was in complete disarray, especially the bedroom. The master bedroom, like drawers are pulled out. Shit is everywhere. Like it looks...
Drawers pulled out just makes me feel staged immediately.
Because at this point,
Immediately.
At this point is
every
like,
story...
listen, the things you think you're doing to cover your tracks, you're not doing a good enough job. It
Right.
just calls attention to
Pulling
the
wires
fakeness.
and not taking actual electronics.
right.
Sir.
I mean, in
Ma'am,
this case, Angel did have like $50,000 to $100,000 worth of jewelry that was gone. There wasn't anything else missing, like as far as like electronics, things like that. But her jewelry was taken. So at least it's not like those other things where they're like, nothing was gone. Like nothing was
Yeah.
taken. You know what I mean? At least something, they did one thing, right? When they entered the master bathroom, they found Milton Sawyer lying face down with both hands tied behind his back. He was 55 years old. So let's rewind a little bit. Milton was born in 1963. He grew up in Elizabeth City, and he was one of those people who genuinely seemed, I do feel like he probably was a bit of a class clown kind of thing, but genuinely seemed very likable. This is a small town. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody genuinely seems to really like Milton. They think that he's like very generous. He's that kind of like happy-go-lucky type of person. He met his wife in high school and they got married, had a couple of kids who he adored. There's actual like video footage of him interacting with his kids. It's very sweet. He seems like one of those very attentive fathers. And eventually accomplished his dream of opening his own antique shop near his home, which he called the Treasure Hunter. Treasure.
Aw.
Yeah, he was a big fan of like Antiques Roadshow and stuff like that.
Who isn't?
Who isn't?
Right,
Honestly,
honestly.
the way that I get so excited when they're like talking about a piece and I'm like, how much is it?
Oh, I've always play a game like Eric and I like we tally up points. You're like who can get the closest.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
There was
damn.
this one that I saw.
What happens when the winner?
I don't know. It's never ending. There's so many episodes.
There was this one where it was a 1920s Art Deco necklace. It was a bat.
Oh,
Like, it
that's
looked
so
like-
cool.
It looked like it belonged to an actual vampire, and I'm like, I want that fucking necklace.
Oh,
It was
yes.
amazing. Okay. Even though Milton, he was really genuinely fun and likable, he wasn't without his flaws, as are we all. And eventually he got restless in his marriage and had an affair that resulted in another daughter.
Oh, no.
So not surprisingly,
I love
his
that.
marriage fizzled out after that. It
Yeah.
was like, but it does speak, I think, to maybe the type of person that he is, or maybe not. I don't know enough to judge. But he and his wife his ex-wife stayed on really good terms. Like they stayed friends, which given the way that ended
Yeah.
wouldn't always be the case. And I
Right.
know that they did have kids, so I'm sure that was part of it.
Yeah. And I mean, I think once you've been together for such a
Since
long
high
time,
school, you know.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If it's the majority of your adult existence, or all of it in some
Yeah.
case, you know, there are a lot of things. I have understood why I've been cheated on in the past, and I think maybe you can forgive somebody. If
don't
you
think
don't
it's-
forget and
Right.
get back together with them, but like
I don't think it's as black and white as we like to make it
Right.
out
Sure.
to be in society. You know, I think that people are very
I think if a
complicated.
kid results from it, that makes it that much more difficult. But
Of course,
I think that,
yeah.
I mean, how you treat your relationship beyond that point, knowing that this is clearly not going to work, neither of us are clearly happy, as long as you're coming to that same conclusion.
And it's very important. I mean, like now, as painful as it is, I think big kudos to her and to him. Like your children, like you have children who now have a sibling,
Right.
yeah,
right? And so like you need to set some stuff aside because it's not the kid's fault.
right.
And you would want to, even if you're going through a lot of like difficulty and pain, you would want to facilitate a good relationship with your kids and their siblings.
Absolutely.
Right? Like,
yeah.
yeah. Anyway, just my 2 cents. After his divorce in 2011, Milton met Angel Kessinger while picking up his kids from school and was immediately taken with her. Angel was 10 years Milton's junior, the daughter of a pastor and mother of 4. She had recently separated from her husband and was raising her kids largely on her own. So she was basically a single mom at this point. At the end of that year, Angel's divorce was finalized and Angel and Milton got married. Life was really hectic for them because
Because they fucking Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
yes, they Brady
there's-
bunched their shit. He's got 3, she's got 4.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And
one could say too many.
it's not for me.
It's not for me.
but
Listen, when I hear about people that have like more than fucking 4 kids, to me, I'm
More
like,
than 2. I'm like, are you out of your mind?
but I'm just like, listen, talk to my sister at one point, with classic middle child syndrome, largely forgotten most of the time. And that was 3 kids. So I'm like,
I mean, some people really want that. Like some people want big families and like
yeah.
that is
I don't
their
see
goal.
how it's possible.
I mean,
I always wanted mom and dad's attention all of the time. I was that kid. So I'm like, if you're competing against 9 other kids,
Yeah.
like, oh,
I was the baby and I didn't necessarily want a lot of attention. I was like happy to be like,
and maybe it's different. I've heard for like a lot of like big families, a lot of times the older siblings would help out. And then that's funny now that like a lot of those, they're like, tell me you're like an oldest child that helped raise your kids and how you're childless now.
and, yes, and oldest daughters specifically. Like
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
I'm the only girl, but I'm the oldest girl too. And
Yeah.
like my mom did it where she had 2 of us back to back, waited a decade, and then had 2 more. So I definitely took a lot of responsibility in terms of like
you raise kids. So you're
Yeah,
like,
I'm
yeah,
like,
you're
you
like,
know
I don't
what?
need to do this again.
I'm good actually. I mean, a little Margot would be adorable, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
You know,
I do love that name.
Me too. Oliver and Margot.
cute.
2 favorites. I love the name Oliver. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
But Angel was like a super mom. Like she did all the things. Like she took care of the house. She drove the kids everywhere, you know, to all of the activities and stuff like that. And Milton took pride in caring for Angel. He bought her lots of gifts. He took her out whenever they could manage to get away from the kids. Things were going really well for them. They seemed really, really happy. When she wasn't taking care of the kids, Angel helped Milton in The Treasure Hunter. While Milton had a good eye for like collecting antiques, he wasn't the best at like displaying them. So she would come in and she would do like all of the displays and just like make it look really nice in there. I love an antique shop, especially
same.
one that's like
Well curated.
Yeah, well
Yes,
curated.
yeah.
Oof, scratches an itch. I love it.
Ones that are awfully curated, I need to be out of immediately.
They stress me out.
When it's too cluttered. Yeah.
It's part of why it's very hit or miss for me to go to thrift stores because I'm like 100%. I get like stressed out. As time went on, though, the treasure hunter began to struggle financially. Eventually, it operated almost more like a pawn shop. Like the store, the sign out front was like, we'll buy your golds, we'll buy, those kind of things. So they were just struggling to stay afloat with the antiques solely, And the clientele also became somewhat questionable at that point. I mean,
pawn shop changes things.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
You have more desperation when it comes to that.
Which caused friends of Milton and Angel to become concerned about the wads of cash they kept in the store because they weren't very well organized in that way. I don't think they were making like daily runs to the bank. They were keeping a lot of their money like in the register and stuff like that.
That's not smart.
It's not good.
No, that's not even.
No, especially if people know it and in a small town, shit gets around, right?
Oof.
Despite their financial troubles, the couple seemed happy as ever, with Milton writing long, loving Facebook posts about his wife. Pause on that. Sometimes that shit is sus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When people are writing too much shit like, to my darling, incredible, amazing husband, I'm like, what's going on?
You cheated, didn't you?
What's going
cheated.
on?
Yeah. Dude, Eric brought home, like he went to go get groceries the other day and like I felt so bad because this week was just so hectic and he's been picking up a lot of the labor. So he went to the store, he came home with flowers and literally my first thought, and this is trauma.
Yeah, it's a trauma response.
Like, what's wrong? What'd you do?
Why am not like, oh my God, thank you for the flowers. I'm like, why did you get me these? And of course I fucking appreciate it and everything, but it's just like, it is like a trauma response.
Yeah,
so being like, why are you being nice to me?
I don't trust it.
I don't trust this.
The couple also continued to go out on dates. In fact, the night of the break-in, the officer who would be the first on the scene had seen them out to dinner that very night. They had a date night that night. When Milton's body was brought in to be examined, it was determined that he died by strangulation, which seemed to law enforcement to be an unusual way for a home invasion.
Yeah.
For them to strangle someone and suffocate them was sus. Still, though, Milton had bought Angel all that jewelry and the majority of that had been stolen. So they were like, maybe it was a break-in. Maybe it was like financially motivated in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Angel, for her part, was hysterical as police questioned her about what went on that night.
This bitch in the interviews, full mess.
A mess. Messy. Angel says that on the night of the home invasion, she and Milton had the house to themselves because the two daughters who were still at home. Yes. They were both at sleepovers that night because they did have two daughters who still lived at home. And she told police officers, like, maybe one of the girls left the door unlocked, the back door, when they left to go to their sleepover. And that's how the burglar got in. At around 12:30 in the morning, she and Milton were in bed watching Game of Thrones. They were binging Game of Thrones when she got up to get a snack from the kitchen. And when she went to leave the bedroom, she encountered a masked man dressed in black. And he asked her where the valuables were in the house and for the keys to the treasure hunter. And Milton gives the man the keys to the store. And the guy is like, okay, now I'm going to tie you both up. So he ties them up with duct tape and leaves them in the bathroom. He ransacks the room before dragging Angel by the hair from the bathroom to the bedroom. And while she's in the bedroom, she hears an altercation take place between the intruder and Milton in the bathroom. And she sees Milton's phone on the floor of the bedroom. And she says she goes to reach for the phone. He catches her.
How with her hands?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe she was trying to like shimmy.
I don't believe it. How?
But she's trying to maneuver herself to get the phone. And she says that's when he catches her, picks up the phone and hits her with his gun. And that's how she got the injury to her head. Mm-hmm. And then after that, he takes off. He leaves. And once he's gone, she makes her way into the bathroom to tend to Milton, and he's unresponsive. And that's when she goes to the neighbors for help because she says that she didn't have her phone. The intruder took Milton's phone, took his keys that have the car key on it, and she had left her phone in the car. So she couldn't use her cell phone to call for help. So she runs to the neighbor's house and asks them to call for help. So obviously...
Include other people.
Huh?
Include other people.
Yep.
Yep. So obviously the police are asking if anyone would have wanted to hurt her or Milton. And she's like, no, I don't think so. But Milton had gotten into a fight at the pawn shop recently, or at the antique shop recently. And also they had a yard sale at their home, and Milton had put their address on it when he posted it like on Facebook and online and stuff. And she's like, I told him not to do that. All these people have our home address now. So who knows, right? Mm-hmm. She also said that the antique store was like, there were a lot of shady people around. And so she's like, I bet you it was one of them. We'd had an altercation with somebody recently. Like, I bet that's what happened.
No one would harm us except for all these people that I just thought of out of the blue.
Just now. Yes. Milton's brothers and family, they also felt that this is what may have happened. Like maybe they got involved with some shady characters, right? So they start looking into some people, they follow some leads, they do some interviews, but none of that is panning out. 4 days after the murder, investigators ask Angel to come back to the station for more questioning. She arrives. This is a woman who is like 45 years old. She arrives clutching her teddy bear.
Okay, listen.
She has her teddy bear.
This is only a year older than me. I swear to you.
Yeah. And a framed photo of Milton. A photo of Milton and her teddy bear to come talk to investigators. She's
wow.
Laying it on
real
thick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, second of all, like you would never catch me. You would never get footage of me in an interrogation room because even if I didn't do it or not involved, like lawyer.
Lawyer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. During her questioning, she says that her and Milton's relationship was solid. They had sex twice a day.
No, they didn't.
Morning and night, every day.
No, they didn't.
Okay, go fuck yourself
Right?
with that.
Exactly.
They don't know any single person, and especially
Not
over
at
the age
55.
of 40.
No.
Yeah, he's 55.
Twice a day?
Day?
No, sir.
Get
Yes.
out of here with that nonsense.
You have kids at home still too.
Honey,
Like you got
no.
shit to do. You had 7
Honey,
kids.
No.
You're running a business. I'm like, literally, I have none of those obstacles, and I'm
Not
lucky.
twice a day.
No.
I'm lucky twice a week.
I hear
You know
you.
what I mean?
Yes.
Trying to find the fucking time.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Honey.
We just talked about all that shit we have to do all the time. I'm like, I'm at work. I'm trying to do all the things. I'm trying to work out, keep it tight, go to work, do the laundry, do the dishes. Come on. I can't. Twice a day.
Twice a day.
No.
Get out of here.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I was like, And while things may have been rocky for the couple in the past, Milton had slept with another woman apparently during their engagement.
When?
Wait.
Why?
What?
You're having sex twice a day.
Milton.
Do you need to go elsewhere? You're having sex twice a day? Anyway, but it was back during their engagement. Like when they were engaged, he had
But
slept with
even
someone.
still,
He cannot keep it together. Milton's a little too friendly.
Happy-go-lucky.
Too much.
Yeah.
But like things were, they'd moved past it. Things were fine now. Except
I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
Except that Milton, she said, even though he's the one who cheated on her, Milton was extremely jealous. And Angel said that Milton hated how much, this is another part of this interview. He hated how much attention she got from men and that
She's just too good looking.
she's too hot. Seriously, she's like, I'm so beautiful. Like, I'm so hot that men would come in off the street into the antique shop just to talk to me.
Oh,
These are the words that came out of her mouth.
Yes. And because of and look, I have strong opinions about this. And because of their 10-year age difference, Milton just looked so much older than me. People oftentimes mistook him for my dad.
No.
wow.
Anthony is 11 years older than me.
No one is thinking he's your dad.
I don't know. There is
Ever,
that picture.
ever.
There is that picture of when you guys went into Bell and Sebastian, and Tony and Chris do look like your
They look
gay
like my
uncles
gay,
that took you to.
Yeah, it is true. But
It is true.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's also the difference in the way we were dressed.
Yes.
That's
True.
part of it.
But yeah, that's a level of confidence that like 0.0 days of my life have I ever felt.
Yeah.
That would straight face say to somebody, I'm
Yes.
so hot, I make my partner jealous.
Let me show you too.
I need to see. Honey bunny. Honey.
Girl.
Look, and I'm not being mean.
Honey.
I'm just saying.
Confidence.
Right,
That's
like,
amazing.
She's a totally fine looking
Yeah,
woman.
there's
There's
nothing wrong with her.
But
But you're not drawing people off the streets.
it's not a show-stopping moment. I
No,
will
that's
say
exactly
that.
right. She's a
Right.
beautiful woman, but she is not pulling people off the streets
No.
to come in and comment.
Megan Fox, no.
Right.
Like, you
No.
know,
And
that's
even
not happening.
Emrata, you're not like
No.
you don't have this like stun, and I don't know. Maybe she's got an aura. Like I have no idea.
Maybe
But
she's living on our Venus line. Who knows? We don't know this.
I need to find mine out.
Me too.
Can we please have?
Wait, I want to know how we find this.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna figure it out. So the Venus line, again, we're getting distracted, but the Venus line is basically in astrology, like there is a location, like when you
gotta
look
find
at your
this.
chart, which is like this is the place where you are gonna be the most magnetic, the most considered the most
And
like
then I am immediately, if not
Moving.
sooner, getting on Zillow.
yeah, you're like beep boop boop.
Homes in that area.
Literally
Yeah.
Googling find your Venus line.
Maybe Elizabeth City, North Carolina was
Maybe
Angel's
it is.
Venus
And-
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know these
But
things.
yeah, she's like people oftentimes mistook me for his daughter. Okay.
I saw the picture of the two of them together, and they do not
No,
look like,
right? He looks older than her, but not
like that.
Not
No.
like that.
No.
Angel also said that about 9 months before the murder, she had gotten into a car accident and suffered injuries that required physical therapy. And when Milton discovered that her physical therapist was a man named Isaac, he went off. Like he was like,
Because
I
he's
don't
like, I know the name Isaac, and that doesn't sound trustworthy.
He's like, I don't like a man touching my wife like that. I don't like that it's a man. That's your physical therapist.
If you've ever
right?
been to physical therapy, there is nothing sexy about it.
No. You're
So-
in pain. You're
Yeah.
being like, yeah.
treated.
No.
Yeah. But he looks Isaac up online. Isaac is a good looking man. He sends a picture of him to Angel and is like, he's attractive. I bet you're super attracted to him. And Angel said that she did her best to reassure her husband that she only had eyes for him, but he was having none of it. And eventually things got so bad that Angel chose to quit physical therapy altogether. She tells the authorities, she's like, I would have rather been in physical pain than to put Milton through any emotional pain.
This is all ridiculous. Starting from sex twice a day to any if you are having sex twice a day, you have zero problems. I'm sorry, but like sex makes problems go away.
Yeah.
Yep.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not jealous. That's for
Well,
fucking
you're not, yeah, you don't
No.
have this problem.
No.
Right. Yeah. Still, Elizabeth City was a small place and they were bound to run into Isaac. Angel told investigators of a time when she and Milton ran into Isaac and his family at the beach.
His family.
His family, like him
Him and his wife.
and their kids. And they were at the beach. Right. And again, it's a small community. And Milton went off. So he's yelling at Isaac in front of his family, telling him to stay away from his wife, like causing this big scene, and even went so far as to call Isaac's employer to complain about him after the confrontation.
Wow.
So investigators are like, maybe we should talk to Isaac.
Yeah.
Seems like a good idea. So they call him in for questioning, and when they did, he told them that he didn't know anything about Milton's death, and any contact that he'd had with Angel was purely professional.
Yeah.
While looking into Isaac's past, they saw that he had no criminal record, nothing suspicious really in his background. He had moved to North Carolina from Oregon, where his childhood had been like a little rocky. He didn't have a good relationship with his parents, and he would get into a lot of like fights at school. So eventually he got involved with a local church. With a local church and joined a youth group. And the youth pastor, Louis, became like a second father figure mentor to Isaac, which we all know the youth pastor energy.
Yeah.
Right. So he had a group of like, I can only describe it because this is what I thought listening to Louis talk. Like I can only describe it as like disciples. Like he had a bunch of young men and they called themselves the 12 steps or whatever. And he was all like, he was a mentor to all of these boys.
Listen, I just watched God Forbid on Hulu about the Falwell scandal.
Oh,
shit.
Lord. Yes.
I'm well into that youth pastor energy, Liberty University fun stuff.
So Isaac and Louis grew close, and Louis would say that Isaac, out of all of the kids that he had ministered to, was his like blueprint success story. He's like, Isaac gave his life to the Lord. He turned his, turned a new leaf. He stopped getting into fights, and then he was fully dedicated to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
And physical therapy.
At 19, Isaac relocated to North Carolina for a job, and there he met his wife, Darlene. He even invited Louis and the rest of the youth group to attend his wedding. So they traveled from Oregon to North Carolina to attend his wedding to Darlene.
Wow.
After the wedding, Louis and Isaac fell out of day-to-day touch, but they kept in touch on social media. And during that time, Isaac had 3 children. He put himself through college. He got his physical therapy license in 2016. And Louis was just really proud of him. I mean, he had come up from really nothing and made a life for himself, like a successful life.
Outside looking in, it seems like a heartwarming story.
Yeah. So Louis hadn't seen Isaac for almost 10 years. When out of the blue, Isaac shows up in Oregon and is like, hey, can I come over and talk to you? And he's like, sure, yeah, come over. Immediately, Louis has a bad feeling. Isaac doesn't look good. Like, he looks like disheveled.
Emaciated, looks a mess.
Doesn't look good. Yeah. And asks Louis if there's somewhere private they can go to talk. Louis takes him out on the back patio, and Isaac proceeds to say that he considers Louis to be his spiritual advisor. First thing he says, they get out, they sit down, they get their like cup of lemonade on the back porch or whatever. And he's like, I consider you to be my spiritual advisor, so anything I say to you right now is confidential.
Louis like, no.
Yeah, Louis was like, yeah. He's like, first of all, I don't agree to that. Secondly, that's not how this works.
But dude's like, yeah, no, but this is how it works, right?
Yeah, yes, yeah. He basically is like, he's like, this is the equivalent to Catholic confession. Yeah. And Louis like, it's not, but proceed. Okay. And this was a couple of days after Milton's death.
Okay.
That this is happening. So Isaac goes on to tell him that he's, quote, made some really stupid choices. And when Louis asks what's going on, Isaac explains that a patient of his, a woman named Angel, had an abusive husband who controlled her. And he felt that it was his righteous duty to protect this woman.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And it was clear to Louis that Isaac's feelings about Angel were like obsessive. Like he was extremely obsessed with Angel.
Maybe we spoke too soon on the show stopping.
I mean,
she's
living on that Venus line. Yeah. She's fucking crushing it. So he tells Louis that he murdered Isaac and gives him all the details, telling him that he strangled Milton to death to protect Angel. Imagine someone you haven't seen in 10 years shows up, knock, knock, knock.
This is sacred talk right
First
here,
of all,
right?
this is soup secret.
And I literally grabbed my phone and just like,
cool. Hit that record button. So Louis tells Isaac that he needs to face up to what he's done and turn himself in. And Isaac is like, no. He's like, I have no intention of doing that. So after about an hour, Isaac leaves and Louis, stunned.
Boop, boop, boop.
Well, he talks to his wife. Like, he's like, you will not believe what Isaac just
That's probably
said
what
to
I would
me.
do first too.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Goes and like talks to his wife, Lori, and
he was torn. Sorry.
Yeah. No, totally. So, but they Google, first of all, they're like, I want to verify. So they hit Google. They're like, Elizabeth City, North Carolina murder into the Google machine. And they're like, oh yeah.
Sounds about right.
There was a home invasion murder that is matching all of the description that he gave us. So Louis starts losing sleep. He's having nightmares. He's feeling really conflicted. He's having a battle of conscience here because
conflicted. Well, 911.
Agree, but he loves Isaac. It's this kid that he's seen grown up, and there's this knowledge that North Carolina is a death penalty state, and it's giving him some pause. So he goes and asks the pastor, and his pastor is kind of like, all shoulders, like, I don't know what you should do. So he goes to a friend, and the friend is like, are you fucking kidding me?
Thank you. Yes, 911.
Call the fucking cops. Like,
this is a good friend.
The pastor's like, I don't know. But the friend's like, no, like I understand it being difficult to do. I do. Like, I understand that being hard, but you have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it. So he called the sheriff's department in Elizabeth City Sheriff's Office, and he tells them that Isaac has confessed to murder. The investigators, they get on that first plane. They're like, bye. They fly to Oregon. They meet with Louis, and Louis tells them what happened. And the investigators ask if he will make a recorded call to Isaac to get the confession on tape, which he does not want to do. He's like, I don't
want to get involved.
Want to get involved any more than this. Like, you know,
I barely wanted to do this.
Right. Exactly.
I had to be talked into this. So
he calls Isaac and they start talking, but Isaac is like, I'm a little uncomfy talking on an open line like this. So you download Signal, which is an encrypted app, and we'll talk on that. He's like, we'll talk on this encrypted app. He's like, I'm out thinking the cops, right? Isaac thinks he's a genius. So
meanwhile, the cops are like, cool.
Yeah, exactly. So he calls him on Signal, and you can hear him Isaac say, okay, it's secure now. It can't be traced. Meanwhile, all they did was put it on speaker, and then the cops took their phone, put it on voice record, and put it next to the speaker. They're like, you dummy.
Dumb.
Yeah.
It's almost like that BTK moment where he's like, so you can't trace this floppy disk, right?
Right.
Nope. And they're like, no,
we can't trace it.
And he's like, okay.
So they start listening him, and they find that this is the most wild part of the story to me. They find out that not only is Isaac on the line with Louis, Isaac's wife, Darlene, is on the line.
No.
And both of them are soups cash. Like, he's like Louis is like, hey, Darlene, like, how are you doing? She's like, oh, you know, like, we're doing pretty good. The kids are
better
good.
days.
Yeah, you know, but how are you? Like, just so chill.
Wait, so Darlene is okay with Isaac being obsessed with fucking the 10 that is Angel.
Girl. So she is on the line. During that call, Louis asks Isaac why Angel didn't just divorce Milton, and he says Milton would have killed Angel if she had tried to leave. He also went on to say that he had to call on the devil to get him to do this, like had to turn away from God, call on the devil to get him to do this. Darlene is on the line, completely supportive. They're talking about this murder, and Darlene is like, yeah, you know, he called me the night of the murder.
Is she thinking that the Isaac Angel thing isn't like a sexual thing, and that Isaac's like white knight helping Angel?
She knows. She said she didn't know about the affair until after the murder, and he told her all about it. On this call, Isaac is saying, like, I still want to be with Angel. I still like love Angel, with Darlene on the line. And Darlene is like, you know, I understand that this has been like really rough for you, but I forgive you. I have compassion for you, and I'm going to be with you as hard as this is.
Oh, Darlene,
to see you through it.
Honey.
Yeah. And he's literally on the line being like, it was a sexual relationship with Angel.
And I love her.
And I love her. And in my heart, my desire is still to be with Angel.
Oh,
Darlene's like, sweet baby. It's fine. We're going to be together.
Yeah. I support you through. He murdered somebody.
And he doesn't want to be. Oh my God.
He murdered his mistress's husband. You know about the murder. You know about not only the cheating, but also that he is in love with her and wants to be with her still. And you're like, I have compassion for what you're going through. It's okay.
No. I have none.
Can you believe it?
No.
It is one of the most like
bonkers
saying things. Yeah. And he says,
Have
he's
fun
like,
with that obstruction charge, girl.
He says, funny enough, Darlene is willing to walk through this with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is funny.
It is funny.
Yeah. And
not
Louis,
funny, haha.
No.
Funny, like, I just want to shake her.
Uh-huh.
Girl.
And
Oof.
Louis said, oh, well, you're a bigger woman than Lori, because she fucking would not.
Yeah.
She would not do this. So Isaac tells Louis that Angel definitely knew about the plan and was playing dumb to investigators. 3 weeks after the murder of Milton Sawyer, police arrest Isaac. Angel was more tricky, though. They knew that she was lying to investigators and that she was having an affair, but there was no rock solid proof that she had committed murder or that she was closely involved in the murder. The family, for their part, believed that Angel was involved, right?
Yeah.
And so they call her in for another like little meeting. They're just like, we're just gonna call you in to talk about some
She bring
jewelry.
props this time too.
Right. Yeah. She's like, but I mean, she'd also been acting really strangely. Like they were like at the funeral, she was acting hysterical, crying, all this stuff. But then the second that nobody was around, it dried up immediately. It was one of those things where they were like getting real suspicious about it.
But there are a lot of people out here thinking that acting's soup's easy
Yeah.
and that they can do it. And I'm here to tell you,
It's hard.
You can't.
It's hard. Yeah, it's harder than you think it is. When confronted with the information about the affair, she admits that they had sex actually 3 times. We had sex just 2 times, actually 3, but that's it. Right.
Yeah, when did you have time, girl? You're doing milk twice a day.
Right.
Goodness.
She told investigators that Isaac was obsessed with her and stalking her, and she wanted nothing to do with him. It was just him being like completely obsessed with her. That's really what was happening. And that she didn't recognize that the man in the mask was Isaac until he was on top of her. And at that point, she told him, I don't want to be with you. You disgust me. During okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't one of your fucking Danielle Steele novels.
I was
Right.
just going to say,
Yeah.
this is some Days of Our Lives drama.
But she does admit to investigators, she's like, I mean, maybe we briefly discussed killing Milton, but it was just in passing. Like, she's like,
Oh my
What?
God.
Out of control, dude.
so they're like, why didn't you tell us that Isaac killed your husband? Because you knew
Yeah.
that it was Isaac. And she told them that she was scared, but she had not only lied about what had happened, she had also led them down a bunch of false leads. Like she'd been like, go after this person who he fought with at the antique shop, go after this person. Like she was intentionally
Yeah,
misleading
that's
them.
obstruction
Yeah.
for sure.
So they arrest Angel that day, and both she and Isaac are under arrest for first-degree murder. While in jail, they find a way to break jail rules by having a third party merge their calls so they can talk to each other in jail.
This is still recorded, by the way.
Yes, again.
Cool.
Isaac and Angel were able to talk on the phone. During their calls, Isaac starts apologizing, saying that he didn't love Angel well enough, and he's so sorry that she's got involved in this. And she's like, okay, go get a pen and a piece of paper. And he's like, okay. So he goes and gets a pen and a piece of paper, and she's like, write these Bible verses down. So he's like, okay, John 15:13. Okay. She's like, go read that. And then she hangs up on him. So he goes and reads it, and it's, there is no greater love than to lay down your life for another. She's like, you go down for this, bitch. You go down for it. Don't keep my name out of your motherfucking mouth.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. And of course, yeah, this is all recorded. Like they have these conversations between the two of them.
And cops are like,
Yes.
they're flipping through and they're like, oh no,
Yeah.
oh no.
The investigator on Dateline, she was like, I got the Bible app out on my phone.
Yeah.
She was like, immediately. Initially, Isaac stayed strong and said that he would not betray Angel, but eventually he had a change of heart and agreed to testify against her. In September of 2021, 3 years after Milton was murdered, his wife went on trial. Isaac testified that Angel had seduced him. He's like, it got progressively more and more. She'd be texting him, like telling him like, Milton won't touch me. I lay naked next to him all night and he doesn't touch me. And then she started sending him pictures of her like in a bikini in the hot tub. And then one day he walks in from physical therapy and she's naked, like when she was supposed to be like changing or whatever. And she's like, it was on.
She pulled the naked.
She pulled the naked man. She did. She's just like, just be naked and see what happens. He said that it was her idea to kill Milton and that the two of them could be together. And the family kind of discussed it because they knew that in order to get Angel, they were going to have to offer some kind of deal to the man that they knew killed their father. And,
Right.
But they were like, it was worth it because we knew that Angel was the reason that he was dead.
It's exactly
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It was like the Isaac murdering their father wouldn't have happened
If it wasn't
Without
wasn't
Angel.
for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they came up with this plot to drug Milton by putting pain meds in his beer, but they did a dry run, or Angel did, and it didn't really work. It just made him sleepy. And so she was like, I would prefer it if you did the home invasion my idea of home invasion. And he's like, I don't really want to do that.
Right.
But eventually, of course, he follows through with it. Due to his testimony, Angel received a guilty verdict and received life in prison without the possibility of parole. Isaac Melcher received 20 to 25 years for second-degree murder, and his wife, Darlene, divorced him.
Oh, good.
Good for Darlene.
Darlene.
Mess, dude.
Deprogram, and hopefully you're doing better now.
Honestly, truly. But that story, that bit about like her being on the phone and just being like, I forgive him. It's fine that
Darlene.
What?
Yeah, who knows if she was just like, like traumatized by the whole thing, or like not really like dealing with it properly or something.
Yeah. He called me about the murder, and
I'd run out of that. Yeah, I would run away.
Yeah, he's not just cheating on you. He murdered someone.
Yeah.
It's not just something that you can go to therapy for.
He's blatantly telling you that he doesn't love you anymore. He loves the person who
he murdered for.
He murdered.
Right. If he had a chance, he's staying with you because Angel doesn't want him right now. Like if she wanted
But the minute
him,
he does,
bye.
she does. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Wild.
Well, what are you guys watching this week?
This week I'm watching Love is Blind season 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
Finally. I'm not quite all the way through yet, but I
Dude,
definitely
I've seen so many people on TikTok, so many women that are dating the contestant guys on there.
Oh shit.
So many.
What?
Yeah, there's tons.
How do they think they could get away with this in the year of our Lord 2022?
They're like, they're just doing it for the money or whatever.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
like, dude, come on, try harder.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. It's not hard to figure that shit out.
It is a good season though.
Oh, okay. Good. No, I've heard it's better because I fell off after last season. I didn't think it was good at all.
Yeah.
So,
Last season was,
I didn't
like
watch
the
season
mess.
2, so I don't know. If season 3 is good, then maybe I'll jump
it's good.
back in.
I'm not all the way through it yet, but so far so good.
I watched this week for the very first time Welcome to the Dollhouse, which I had never seen before.
What is
I
that?
don't even know what this is.
Oh, it's like it's a movie from like the 90s. It's a very Gen X movie. I had never seen it before. It's very absurd. I'll show you guys a clip when any listener that's seen this movie will definitely appreciate. It's Heather Matarazzo is one of the leads or what have you. And it's a very absurd coming of age story, but I definitely recommend it for people that are even I guess not Gen X or what have you. Even like if you're older, it's so triggering. It's definitely a middle child story.
Oh God,
coming of age, and it's like she's like 12 years old. It's really funny.
It's called the
Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Nice.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Last night I watched The Good Nurse with Jessica Chastain and Eddie Redmayne.
Oh.
And it's based on a true story of that nurse who like killed a bunch of his patients and they kept moving him. They kept finding
Angel of
ways
death
to,
kind of situation.
But they kept like the reason why the story was so big was because he had been to like 9 hospitals and he had done this at all these hospitals.
Wow.
And the hospitals knew, but they didn't want to take the liability.
They did the Catholic priest route.
So he just kept moving from and it allowed him to kill like so many people. And Eddie Redmayne and Jessica Chastain are phenomenal.
Ooh, I want to see that. I'm
that
putting
sounds
that on
good.
my list.
They're so good. I would be surprised if one or both of them doesn't get nominated for something.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He actually, at first I was like, oh, she's a little bit stronger. But towards the end, he's just so good. He's just so good. Yeah.
Excellent.
It was great.
Ooh.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, if you guys have something that we should watch, if you have a terrible date story, if you want to join our Patreon or just reach out and say hi to us, go to our one-stop shop website. It's myworstatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.
This is a Glass Box Media Podcast.